Hello, guys. I'm Chris Luttrell. I'm the new defensive tactics and fitness coordinator out at OST Western Command. I'm going to be giving you guys a few workouts to do at home without any sort of weights or equipment. Sorry to meet you guys under these circumstances, but we'll make the best of it. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and give you sets and exercises for each word of the alphabet, right? And then daily you'll receive a word. Now you're going to complete that word minimum 2 times, and if you want to push it harder, go ahead, do it 3 or 4, or it's up to you. You can just make the best of this workout, but minimum 2 times. So let's say, for instance, use the word freedom. We're going to go to our list. We'll find F, and then we're going to do that exercise. And then the next R, we'll go to that one, and we'll complete that word, right? We'll go through, and then we'll rest up to 2 minutes in between, and then we'll do that word again, right? So we'll go ahead and start from A, and then we'll work all the way to Z. So A is the jab, right? Boxing stance, it's the jab. But real quick, before I get on with it, I'm going to introduce Chris Kaiser, part-time police officer, Socorro County. He's a businessman here in Albuquerque. He's one of my students. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce you. Say hi, Chris.
Hi guys, hello.
All right, so that's Chris. Very first, guys, we want a good stance, all right? So I'm going to make sure my feet are about shoulder width apart, a little bit wider. I'm going to step back, strong side, right? I'm going to bring that hand up, right-handed. This is called orthodox. I'm going to bring up that elbow, keep it tight. My thumb of this hand is going to hook right underneath that notch underneath the ear, right, to protect my chin. We want to protect the chin at all costs, right? My lead hand, right, or left hand now, because I'm in orthodox stance, will come up, also elbows inside, and I'm looking right over my knuckles, right? So my hands are relaxed, so I can parry punches, I can move, talk to people, all right? So I'm here, right? Now the very first strike we're going to show is a jab. So that's that lead hand here in this orthodox position, orthodox stance. If I change stances to a southpaw, my lead hand would be my right hand, this would be my jab hand. This would hook underneath, elbows in, and I would look right over these knuckles, right? Relaxed, making sure my chin's down. I'm gonna go back to orthodox, so my lead hand, right? Guys, I wanna pretend I'm throwing darts, right? I'm throwing darts. I do not wanna telegraph and let this bad guy know, right? Or my opponent know what I'm doing. So if I put my elbow out and I punch, I'm already telegraphing. So I'm gonna act like I'm throwing darts. The hand's gotta go straight out, my chin's down, and I'm gonna slightly turn, so these 2 knuckles, index knuckle and the one next to it, make contact. All right, I'm gonna push air out of my diaphragm, slight turn, straight back. Big thing about punches, guys, straight out, straight back. Untrained people throw wide punches, right? And we wanna make sure that we're protecting that chin, hands up, right? So the jab, right? I can go ahead and put some weight on that front leg, bending that knee, so I sit on the punch. Also helps me get closer, covers more distance. So we'll go back and refer to the chart. And Chris, what is that? What does that say, the very first one?
Very first one is A, 25 jabs.
First one, guys, you would go 25 jabs. And you just pay attention to those concepts, right? Keeping your chin down, straight out, straight back, slight turn, right? And then we're done with A. So let's move on from there to letter B. Chris, what is that? What is letter B?
Letter B is 50 jumping jacks.
Guys, we all know jumping jacks. We start with our feet together, right? I'm going to jump and my feet will go out. At the same time, my arms will go above my head, extended, and I'll touch up top. So I start together. 1, 2, 3, calling out every time my fingertips touch at the top. So 50 jumping jacks. That's letter B. Letter C, moving on.
25 crosses.
Right. 25 crosses. Guys, a cross, all right, it comes from boxing. We've already talked about the lead hand closest to you is the jab. So my cross is going to be my rear hand. We call it a cross because it crosses the body. So I'm going to go ahead, guys, And my power comes from my right foot and what we call squishing the bug. If there's a bug down here and I want to squish it, to get my hips involved in this punch, I'm gonna squish, I'm gonna lift up my heel and rotate, squishing that bug. That brings my hips into play. And my body turns first, and then I let that cross my body. Slight turn, I'm making sure to keep the other hand up. Makes contact, I come back. So I'll do, 25 crosses. Again, every strike push air out, so we'll automatically inhale. I don't want to make sure I'm sitting on that punch, straight out, straight back to protection. All right. And then we'll move on to, what is it, C now?
That was C.
Okay, that was C, so we'll go to
D.
We'll go to D.
25 push-ups.
So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and trade. Chris is going to be demonstrating some of these. Guys, you will have access. We will have a list here on our YouTube channel, so you can match it up. You'll get the word. Go to the list, complete it twice or more. Get a good workout in. We don't need equipment, just have some fun. But I want, most of these words, guys, are large movements, large muscle movements, i.e. some sort of squat or lunge, push up, but the bulk of them are combative related. So what we go through in combatives, right? Learning to fight, learning to survive, it's all tied into what you guys do. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the phone, right? And film Chris. All right, so guys, we all know how to do a push-up, but make sure, right, hands are out wide, a little bit wider than shoulder width. He's holding a good plank, his head is up, right? He will go all the way down, touching his chest, all the way back up. Good, good, fantastic. He'll go 25, he'll go 25. Guys, try to get the whole 25 at once. If you can't, make sure your form is good. Right, if you can only do 10, then do 10, take a little break, and then go back and get the rest of them. But go ahead and try to get as many as you can. Good. So now we'll go to the letter E, which is 25 lead hooks, right? So again, Chris is in his fight stance, right? Feet are a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, right? He's evenly balanced up in the balls of his feet because he might just want to run or create space, right? So he's in a good stance. The hook, right? We've already showed you the first two, the jab and the cross. They're straight punches. This hook will be the one closest to me, the lead hand, right? He's gonna go ahead and he's gonna chamber it. Yes, he can, if you notice his palm, it's facing him. It can be facing the ground or him, either one work. Just make sure that the elbow is horizontal because power follows that elbow, right? And so then it will be thrown in a circular motion, right? We're attacking that opponent at a different angle, right? But notice his shoulder is up, so he's protecting his chin at the same time. Now I'm going to step back a little bit. Guys, look at his lead foot. He's coming up off the heel and he's rotating, right? Because if he doesn't, if he keeps his feet flat, he's just throwing arm punches, right? So he wants to lift that heel and get his hips involved with a twisting action, all right? So that's a lead hook. So he would go ahead and he would finish his 25 lead hooks, and then we'll go to the letter F, right? Forward lunges, right? So we all know how to do a lunge, but he's actually gonna be stepping forward, right? And then that back knee, right? Slightly touches and he's back up. Notice his front leg that he stepped out on. He doesn't want to get that knee out over his foot, right? If his knee is way out over his foot, right, then there's some potential for injury, so he'll step. Yes, yeah, it doesn't feel right. So he'll step out, slightly touch, keeping his posture straight, his head up, and then he'll go back up, right? And that's perfect. Those 40 forward lunges, and that's alternating legs, all right? So then we'll go to rear hooks. Guys, fairly easy because he already did the lead hook, but the rear hook, he didn't really have to, he can squish the bug a bit. We don't use rear hooks all that often, but he will go ahead, chamber it, and good, get that rotation. Good, right? So we're gonna be practicing our lead hooks, and then boom, he's knocking out 25 rear hooks, and then he's moving on to 40, letter H, 40 reverse lunges, right? So same thing, but he's stepping back, right? Again, you don't want his lead knee to go over that foot, and he's lightly touching that, alternating until he reaches 40. All right, fantastic. We'll take a little break right here.